everyone, and welcome to Wine Talk with the Rooster Sommelier. We have some good information for you today, and I know those who saw Session 2 might say, well, this is a little deja vu, but it's not. We did discuss the spectrum of style, which looks beyond grape and region and sorts wines into flavor families, but today we will, by popular demand, I must say, we will dig deeper into why a wine is placed into a particular flavor family. Because there are 5 flavor families and several wines assigned to those families, we will create one segment for each flavor family and select only core grapes and wines to discuss in each segment, starting with flavor family 1, Vivacious. Vivacious is defined as bright, tangy, fresh, and fruity, and are vibrant, bubbly, cheerful, and spirited. In the glossary of wine tasting terminology, lively is the term used to describe vivacious. So you know it's got to be a big, beautiful wine. The first wine in the Vivacious family is Champagne. Champagne, the wine, is named after the region where it is grown, fermented, and bottled. And that is Champagne, France. Nestled in the country's northeastern corner near Paris, the only labels that are legally allowed to bear the name Champagne are bottled within 100 miles of this region. And this is according to European law. Champagne is made using a specific process known as méthode champenoise, which requires it to be fermented twice, creating the bubbles that are unique to each bottle. When it's produced in other areas, it is technically called sparkling wine, even if the same method is used. No matter where the product is produced, it is popular, and especially for special occasions, the bottles make it light, exciting, and fun. The only grapes that may be used to produce champagne in France, and this is again according to French law, is Pinot Noir, which is most widely used, Pinot Meunier, which is definitely used a lot, Chardonnay, also used a lot, Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, and Petit Meunier. Now, there's also Arbane, which is extremely rare. Champagne is also categorized by its level of sweetness. If a champagne tastes less sweet, it is considered as dry. Dry champagnes are more preferable than the sweeter varieties, and they are referred to as a brut or extra dry. And the driest type made is called extra brut or brut natural. The sweeter varieties are referred to as sec or demi-sec, for the sweeter ones, and the sweetest type known is doux, which means soft in French. Champagne can also be classified by the type of grape used in its creation. When a white champagne is produced using black grapes, it's called Blanc de Noir, which means white of blacks in French, and is a very rare type. Blanc de Blanc, which means white of whites in French, is produced using Chardonnay grapes and has a delicate, light flavor. Another type is rose champagne, which is often pink in color and is made using small amounts of red wine blended with white to produce a sweeter, nice taste. The second wine in the vivacious category is Sauvignon Blanc or Fumé Blanc. Fumé Blanc is a name that legendary winemaker Robert Mondavi developed for a wine style made with Sauvignon Blanc grapes during the 1960s. And at this time, Sauvignon Blanc was unpopular due to the name being hard to pronounce, and wines had a reputation of being poorly made and unbalanced. So, inspired by the great French wines, Mondavi knew he could create a wine that would make an exceptional wine using the Sauvignon Blanc grapes. So he created the name Fumé Blanc. The style of wine he made had a deep oakiness with rich, more well-bodied, well-rounded, sweet melon flavors. The wine became an instant hit. Mondavi did not copyright or trademark the name, and other winemakers quickly began producing Fumé Blanc wines. Today, many winehouses still produce Fumé Blanc, even though Sauvignon Blanc is now popular, well known and liked for its refreshing tart and citrusy flavor profile. A drier white, slightly tart on the palate with hints of fruit and acid on the finish. Drinkable on its own or with antipasto platters or charcuterie. The third wine in this category is Pinot Gris for French and Pinot Grigio for Italian. Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio are in fact the same exact grape variety. It is a white grape with a grayish brownish pink skin, hence the name Gris, which is gray in French. Even though they are the same grape, the wines are made using different winemaking styles. And the popular Italian style Pinot Grigio wines are typically lighter bodied, crisp, fresh, and vibrant. They have stone fruit flavors such as peaches, plums, cherries, and apricots, to name a few. The Italian style also has floral notes and aromas with a touch of spice, as opposed to the French Pinot Gris wine that are more full-bodied, richer, spicier, and they also have better aging potential. So these wines are definitely really good. Both Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio can be enjoyed as an appetizer or aperitif. However, Pinot Gris, being a lighter of the two, is better suited for a before-dinner wine. Pinot Grigio pairs well with lighter dishes such as grilled shrimp, fish, and light appetizers, as opposed to Pinot Gris, which is richer in flavor, enabled it to work with more robust foods and like roast pork loin, rack of lamb, and creamy stews, chicken, and hard cheese dishes. The next in this flavor family is Riesling. Riesling is a light-skinned aromatic grape of German origin and is considered one of the world's finest white wine grapes varieties. Riesling original home is in the region that traces back to the middle of Rhine, one of the Europeans' greatest wine river areas. On the other side of the Rhine lies Alsace, once Germany, but now part of France. Here, Riesling is the most important white grape variety in terms of both quality and quantity. Alsace Riesling has its individual style, rich and more generous than those made in Germany. Pairing Riesling with food is as easy as breathing and swallowing. It goes well with all types of food, but the best is spicy foods. Your taste buds will dance in heavenly bliss. You know how sweet and sour just works? Well, spicy foods and the acidity of the semi-sweet Riesling has the same effect on your taste buds. Next in the family is Chenin Blanc. Chenin Blanc was first grown in the Loire Valley of France, dating back as far as the 9th century. But Chenin Blanc's journey to the American table debuted around the mid-17th century, when the grape left France and traveled to South Africa. The grape varietal has a high acidity level and is considered easy to grow, which is why its spread across the country catapulted it into becoming the largest planted white grape in the South African region. Initially used as the main ingredient in the country's large brandy production, growers recognized the grape's potential to become a great table wine, and it is actually wonderful. Toward the end of the 20th century, South Africa was coming into its own as a well-respected, affordable wine region. And much like Argentina and Chile, they were looking for a grape to call their own. Due to Chenin Blanc's widespread availability, winemakers began experimenting with the grape and were able to create a dry, zesty, crisp wine that is very similar to Pinot Grigio and Sauvignon Blanc. It was a hit in the South African area quickly, becoming the largest producer of Chenin Blanc in the world. South African Chenin Blanc's flavor profiles include tropical fruits like pineapple, melon, banana, and green apple. It's a wine that goes well with meats and fish such as veal, trout, chicken, turkey, pork chops, halibut, and smoked salmon. Last but not least, in the Vivacious family is Chardonnay, unoaked. An unoaked means the wine is aged in stainless steel, ceramic, concrete, or neutral oak, allowing the varietal's characteristics of the Chardonnay grape to be more prominent on the palate. The Chablis region in France is responsible for the popularity of unoaked Chardonnays. The Chablis region is about 80 miles northeast of Dijon, France, in the Burgundy region. Since the wines from Chablis are traditionally made using the unoaked style, it quickly became a crowd pleaser in France and the New World countries. Soon after that, everyone and their mother around the world started labeling their unoaked Chardonnay with the name Chablis, until France complained. Unoaked Chardonnays taste only of the varietal characteristics of the Chardonnay grape, which are green apple, lemon, and sometimes pineapple, with a long, lingering finish. Whether aged in steel, ceramic, concrete, neutral oak, or new oak, the flavors of the wine will vary. While stainless steel imparts no additional flavors to the wine, and concrete and ceramic may add hints of minerality, and oak barrels